One more time. I don't hear you. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. With the way it's so easy, you can just about make it any way that you please. Rock your body because I know that you got 'em. Can't do without 'em, don't tell me you forgot 'em. You got to know that's what it took to keep me shook. Now you got me hooked. You never get it, never get it. If it gets a negative, we won't let it. Now everybody come along and kick it with me. I'm just an old brother from DC. With every different beat, I got a freaky deep style. Me and the band wanna make y'all smile.
In the early 1970s, musical pioneer Chuck Brown began laying the foundation for a new and innovative sound in Washington, D.C., called go-go music. Driven by teenage musicians and audience members, the music was heavily influenced by funk, blues, soul, and salsa. It's most identifiable by its syncopated polyrhythms and use of multiple percussion instruments. Initially, go-go was the term used to identify the place where young people were partying. In time, the funky homespun music became known as go-go music. The godfather of go-go, Chuck Brown, is the undisputed sole founder and creator of go-go music. Chuck's signature style earned him a place in American musical royalty. This esteem was maintained by the reputation of his legendary live shows, heavy on audience participation and built around the beat to create an unparalleled, non-stop party atmosphere. What does go-go mean to you?
Go-go is a part of the DC culture. Go-go is a part of my culture. I was born and raised in DC, so go-go is a big part of people's lives. Go-go makes you dance, makes you move. Go-go is DC.
Chuck was deeply inspired by artists like James Brown. He latched onto the Latin percussion groove from the band he played with at the time, Los Latinos. Combining this with his roots, his love of blues, jazz, gospel, soul, and African rhythms, Chuck began to develop his own unique sound. Starting out playing top 40, Brown would break it down between songs with percussion and audience call and response.
Chuck Brown, although was the godfather of older go-go, his music influences the youth today, creating newer go-go, such as BYB, Rare Essence, and even newer bands such as New Impressions, TCB, XIB, and CCB.
Rare Essence, one of the classic Washington, D.C. go-go acts. Rare Essence carried the torch from the boisterous style's early 80s heyday well into the next 3 decades. Founded in 1976, the band began as the Young Dynamos. After a change of name and a lineup expansion, Rare Essence made their recorded debut in 1981 with Body. Backyard Band, aka BYB, has had a tremendous impact on the go-go world ever since they came on the scene in 1991. Like the bands before them, they started out with amateur equipment and little money. In their early years, they hit us up with songs like the famous 91 Dope Jam and I Got 5 on it. Backyard began a new style of go-go where they would take popular rap songs and hook them up with a fat go-go beat. This new style is what makes most young bands use today.
Y'all keeping it good. Got that cat. Huh? Hey. 18. What am I to ya? I found myself a blackbird.
What does go-go mean to you?
Go-go means a good time, really. It's just hearing go-go always relaxes you. It always just it relaxes you, yet also puts you. It hypes you up at the same time. You know, whenever I hear go-go, it can always. If I'm in a bad mood, I can always just instantly snap into a good one. Go-go impacts the DMV culture by giving us a lot of pride. It's our thing. You know, a lot of people from outside of the DMV may not know what go-go is or understand what go-go is. They may have heard it like once or twice, but it's definitely a DMV thing. We take, like I said, we take pride in it wherever we go, and just know that it originated with us.
A decade later came TCB. TCB didn't just create a new sound, they inspired an entire new universe of go-go. In 2010, the rototom-dependent subgenre was initially maligned. Some called it noise, others argued that it wasn't go-go at all. Criticism of bounce beat was similar to what was said about the trap rap bubbling in other cities around the same time. It was blasted for its sometimes suggested lyrics, its thwacking beat, its tempos that vacillated between syrupy and frenetic, but over time, bounce beat made inroads. To detail a few, at the inaugural DMV Bounce Beat Teen Awards, the scene's leading groups TCB, TOB, Reaction Band, XIB, and ABM each delivered 45-minute sets in concussive slow motion, transforming go-go's dotted rhythms into sludge that skewed more toward heavy metal than Chuck Brown. The beat thumped like Godzilla's footsteps. Fans didn't form a conga line. They went skipping across the dance floor in a mobile mosh pit, and you could feel the beat pounding in your stomach and the floor wobbling beneath your feet, vibrating the excitement everywhere.
What does go-go mean to you?
Go-go to me is just a form of music. It's upbeat music played by played with live instruments by performers. The music is upbeat. It's real, like, I don't really know how to say it. It's real lively. That's just pretty much it. You can get a feel of it. It just makes you want to dance and just get out there.
How does go-go impact DMV culture?
It impacts DMV culture because it initially originated here. DC is the heart of go-go, so it definitely has a huge impact because it's our form of music, and we always find ways to promote it. So it's definitely in your local clubs, and we try to get it out.
Places to go. Go-go was performed at many clubs with the entire live band present to perform. There were some clubs specifically for go-go entertainment, like the La Pearl and the CFE. Today, go-go is currently still played in clubs, and some songs are over 10 and 20 years old.
Go-go is like something I grew up on, like the culture where I grew up and where I grew up on type thing. So it's like a music that we can put out. Like reggae is to Jamaica. That's how it is for us.
What is your opinion on the Don't Mute DC movement?
Don't mute my music. That's all there is to it. If you got a problem with it, well, just basically, you know, cause it's like, it's us. You know, how you gonna shut us down and tell us that we can't play it? I mean, I understand if it's like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning and someone's playing all that stuff. Look, I gotta go to work. I am an adult. I have bills. But it's what we do. You don't like it? Go to Pennsylvania.
In my opinion on Don't Mute DC, it's pretty crazy to me because I actually used to work on Georgia Ave, so I was very much aware of the music that they played. I enjoyed it. I used to walk up the street on my way to work, like, okay, jamming out. Like, it makes you feel good. So the fact that it's people who are moving in the area who wants to change it, especially when this was already here before you came, it's kind of crazy. Yeah.
The reason why they started is dumb. Like, I don't know why. Like, music been playing in the Metro PCS for 20 plus years. Like, I ain't been down in that part of DC too often, but like when I was there, I remember playing it all the time. They was selling CDs and all that. Like, I don't know why someone would want to just come and change that. So like, I feel like it's great that everybody coming together, trying to impact, trying to like bring it together. Cause when I went out there, I saw people like I ain't been to school with in like years type shit. Like everybody just came together. It was like thousands of us. So like I feel like that in itself is good. It's good. It's a bad thing that turned into a good.
Now, currently, in 2019, Go-Go is the heart and soul of DC. With almost 50 years in the making, the owner at Metro PCS at the intersection of Florida Ave and Georgia Avenue regaled the corners with Go-Go for 24 years. The music that blared through his speakers had become a satisfying DC staple in itself. So when a senior at Howard University tweeted that the storefront had gone silent because of noise complaints from the neighbors, the reaction was swift. The thought that go-go music would no longer be heard on a block with the commemorative name Chuck Brown Way for the late godfather of go-go was surprising. The hashtag #Don'tMuteDC trended on social media. The act of muting spoke to the actual music, of course, but also the sanitation of Washington, D.C. through rapid gentrification. On the night following the tweet, April 8th, the storefront became the site of a peaceful protest. The next evening, supporters made an even bigger statement. The intersection, 14th and U, about 7 blocks away, was transformed into a go-go headline by the legendary band T.O.B. There's no sitting still through Go-Go's bounce beat. As distinct as it is contagious, within a day, the CEO of T-Mobile, John Legere, tweeted that the store's music would continue to play and that he'd be in discussions with the neighbors about controlling the volume. Go-Go means everything to the DMV culture. It's our life, it's us, it's our community. Do not mute DC.